there! Welcome back to my channel. So, andito na naman si Binibining Lindsay para mag-share sa inyo ng panibagong kaalaman. Okay, so for today's video ay i-discuss naman natin yung mga non-classroom observable indicators if you want to apply for Teacher 5 position under ECP system. So, meron na ako ditong nilagay na sample MOVs and sample annotations, no? Okay, so disclaimer lang, no? Itong i-discuss natin ay tips lang naman kung paano mag-annotate. No, nasa sa inyo pa rin yan at nakadepende pa rin yan sa MOVs na gagamitin nyo sa pag-annotate. Another thing, yan, ang basis natin nito is yung mga IPSR portfolios natin nitong last 3 years. Ayan, for PPST and RPMS. And of course, yung pinagkunan natin ng mga indicators, each position na dinidiscuss natin dito sa ating YouTube ay galing sa DepEd Order number 24 series of 2025. Okay, so for today's video ay mag-focus naman tayo sa Teacher 5 position. Paano ba tayo mag-annotate kung itong mga indicators na to ang gagamitin? So nakalagay na dito yung MOVs needed. Dito rin yung school year kung kailan nyo pwedeng balikan na portfolio nyo. And andito yung sample ko na galing mismo dun sa sasagutan nating portfolio annotations pag nag-apply tayo, no? Yung MOVs presented, description of the MOV presented, and then yung annotation. Okay, so simulan na natin. Dun sa first indicator is use research-based knowledge and principles of teaching and learning to enhance professional practice. Okay, so ito yung mga possible MOVs na pwede mong dalhin. Any one of the following: lesson plan, activity sheets, assessment materials, others. School year. So, pwede mong balikan yung school year 2024-2025 mong portfolio para ma-harvest itong mga MOVs na to or any one of the following MOVs. Ngayon, so kapag magsasagot ka na ng portfolio annotations mo, on the spot kasi yon, pag nag-apply ka, eto naman tatlong to yung kailangan. So, kung ako, halimbawa, mag-apply ako for T5, ang dala kong, assuming na ang dala kong MOV ay ito: lesson plan, activity sheets, and assessment materials. So, binigyan ko lang to ng description based sa kung paano ko siya ginamit, no? Okay, the lesson plan presents the teaching process of research and ethics, outlining strategies, activities, and assessment to guide learners in understanding and applying ethical practices in research. So, bakit yan yung nilagay ko? Kasi dun sa lesson plan na yon, ang topic ko dun is about ethics or etika ng pananaliksik at yung mga proseso ng pagsulat ng pananaliksik. So, ganyan ko siya describe itong MOV ko na to. Then, the activity sheets and assessment material provide scenarios for learners to analyze, helping them understand the process and ethics of research. No? So, kung mapapansin nyo, describe ko siya yan kung paano ko siya ginamit talaga sa proseso ng pagtuturo ko. And when we say use research-based knowledge and principles, meron kasi silang iba't ibang interpretation dyan, no? Doon sa isang school na alam ko, kapag sinabing use research-based knowledge and principles, ito yung paggamit natin ng mga principles of teaching and learning. Like mga theories, for example, cognitive, constructivism, yung mga yan. Doon naman sa alam kong interpretation sa isa pang school is ito daw yung paggamit natin ng mga research-based activities like mga research or existing research o kaya mga articles or research articles, no? So, ganito ko siya in-annotate. Sinabi ko dito, by employing constructivism and research-based activities, I was able to create an engaging and meaningful learning environment. So, sa first introduction ko pa lang, minention ko na agad anong principles of teaching and learning yung ginamit ko. Tapos, sinuportahan ko siya ng evidences paano ko siya ginamit. This is evident in my lesson plan that presents the teaching process of research and ethics, including strategies, activities, and assessment that guide learners in understanding, applying ethical practices in research. So, the activity sheets, kailangan kasi ma-emphasize mo dito kung paano nakita doon sa MOB mo na dinala itong research-based na to na sinasabi dito sa indicator, no? So, the activity sheets and assessment materials I prepared also provided scenarios for learners to analyze, further deepening their grasp of the process of ethics of research. Tapos, pagkatas nun, nagbigay ako ng mga examples activity na pinagawa ko talaga na maipapakita yung research-based principles of teaching and learning. So, minention ko dito, sample activities such as Etika Mahalaga, Honesto Promise, and Online si Binibining Linsay were used to strengthen students' appreciation of research, ethics, and their application in real-life context, no? Kasi ganun naman yung focus ng constructivism, no? And another thing, maganda na nagbibigay tayo ng example dun sa annotation natin para maipakita talaga natin na nagamit natin yung research base, no? Okay. And lastly, nagbigay ako dito ng result. Ano yung naging result matapos ko magamit tong research-based principles of teaching and learning? As a result, my discussion and assessment fostered active participation, deeper comprehension, and the development of higher order thinking skills. So kung mapapansin natin, naglagay ako ng introduction dito, nagbigay ako ng mga examples, so may kita dun sa dala-dala kong MOVs, yan, and of course, yung naging result ng paggamit ko nito. Okay? Or ng indicator na to. Okay, next po. Utilize assessment data to inform the modification of teaching and learning practices and programs. Okay, ang MOBs dito na kailangan is a list of identified least most mastered skills based on frequency of errors, correct response with any one of the following: accomplishment report, intervention material, lesson plan, yan. So, pwede nating balikan yung yung portfolio natin ng 2023-2024 para ma-harvest natin to. Ako bilang applicant, ito yung dadalhin ko. Intervention plan, accomplishment report, individual monitoring plan, tsaka intervention material. So, ito lang, no? Paalala ko lang din. Kung ano talaga yung meron kayong MOVs, yun mo yung dalhin nyo, no? Kasi, yun, mas madali mo siyang ma-explain kung ginamit mo talaga siya. Okay? So, dito sa indicator na to is, ang sinasabi dito, di ba, kapag ka nagpapa-exam tayo ng quarterly, kinukuha natin yung least mastered competencies, no? Yan. So, dito, anong ginawa mo or anong minodify mo doon nung nakita mong may mga least mastered competencies ka doon sa result ng exam mo? So, di ba kadalasan ang ginagawa natin, nagkakaroon tayo ng remediation activities or intervention material para doon. Okay? So, para ma-modify natin, aling part doon sila nahirapan. And then, nung gumawa tayo ng activities na to, nakatulong ba to sa kanila para ma-lessen or mabawasan yung kahirapan nila doon sa competencies na yon. Kaya dito, ang naging description ko sa mga dinala kong MOVs, yung intervention plan, yan, presents the least mastered competencies, and then nakalagay din doon kung ano yung mga activities na ipapagawa ko. Ayan. And then sa accomplishment report naman, unahin ko muna yung individual learning monitoring plan naman. Pwede kang gumawa nito. Dinagdag ko lang to kasi gumamit ako nito, no? Para naman sa mga student at risk. Sorry na sa ingay. Okay. Para rin siyang accomplishment report kasi natatrack mo rin doon yung progress ng mga bata. And then, yung accomplishment report naman shows the outcomes. Kung nakatulong ba or may significant progress ba yung mga bata pagkatapos mong paggamit yung mga intervention materials mo or remediation activities. And then, the remediation activities contains targeted resources and exercises designed to address learners' difficulty na naka-align dun sa mga least mastered competency. Okay, so paano ko siya in-annotate dito? I systematically apply and utilize assessment data to refine my teaching and learning practices, ensuring that my instruction is responsive to learners' needs by carefully analyzing assessment result. Yun nga yung una kong ginawa, no? And then, I develop intervention plan. Nung ma-assess mo na may makita kang least mastered skills, yan, nag-develop ng learning plan or intervention plan. Ayan. And then, yun nga, gumawa ng mga remediation activities. Tapos, minention ko ulit kung ano-ano yung mga pinagawa kong activities, no? I incorporate varied intervention activities such as pagsasanay ng mga gamit ng wika, pagsusuri sa sitwasyon at paglalapat ng etika ng pananaliksik, etc. Okay? To strengthen mastery of concepts and skills. So, binanggit ko dito kung paano ko ginamit yung mga MOV sa dinala ko at ano yung relationship niya dun sa indicators na yun. Which is, ang indicator na to is kailangan, sinasabi dito, makapag-modify, no? Makapag-utilize or makagawa ka ng assessment data or makita dun sa result ng ng assessment mo na may ginawa ka. Dun sa kung may lumabas na least mastered, anong ginawa mo para ma-modify 'yon? Okay? So yun yung sinasabi dito. Okay, so nilagay ko rin dito sa bandang dulo yung result. As a result, my learners were able to make significant progress demonstrating improved understanding, performance, and engagement of the learning process. Okay? So, pwede mong i-specific, no, na nagkaroon ng significant progress yung mga bata doon sa specific competencies na yon. Okay, so yun po. Next, sorry, wala na akong boses. 6.1.2, maintain learning environments that are responsive to community context. Okay, so dito naman, mag-a-apply ka rin ng mga, alam mo yon, mga programs or plan mo, yan, na makakatulong sa mga bata, especially yung mga student at risk. So, example, ito yung mga MOVs na pwede nating dalhin. Any one of the following. Communication letter about the program, project, activity that highlights maintaining learning environments that are responsive to community context. Minutes of consultative meeting, community stakeholders, meeting about program, project, activity that highlights maintain learning environments that are responsive to community context with proof of attendance. Program, project, activity plan that highlights maintaining learning environments that are responsive to community context. Report on implementation. So, para lang din tong accomplishment report, no? Okay, so anong school year yun? Pwede nating balikan yung portfolio natin ng 2024-2025. Okay, so for intervention, ito naman yung mga dala kong ipepresent kong MOV, intervention or learning plan, accomplishment report, individual monitoring plan. Yan, kung mapapansin nyo, halos hawig-hawig, no? Kasi ang focus naman nito is yung mga plan natin, no? Wherein talagang matututo yung mga bata kahit pa yan ay mga student at risk, yan. So, dinefine ko lang ulit kung ano yung intervention plan, kung ano yung accomplishment report, tsaka individual monitoring plan dito sa description ng MOVs. Ngayon, ganito ko po siya in-annotate. My intervention plan demonstrate a clear alignment with the diverse needs of learners, particularly those at risk, falling behind. By focusing on the least mastered competency, my plan directly addresses specific gaps in knowledge and skills, ensuring that all learners, especially those struggling, receive targeted support. No? I included activities such as punan at gamitin, so sinabi ko ulit. No? Ang sinasabi rin dito sa indicator na to, kailangan makontextualize din natin yung need talaga ng mga bata. Dahil nga student at risk yan, ilapit natin sa kanila ano ba yung pinakakailangan nila, no? Okay, so nag-mention din ako dito ng mga sample activities para maipakita ko talaga, no? Na nag-contextualize talaga ako ng mga activities para sa mga bata na student at risk. Okay, yan, binanggit ko siya. Ano importance nitong mga tong activities na to. And then, lastly, pinanggit ko ulit yung result. The effectiveness of my intervention plan is evident in the significant progress made by the learners within the designated time frame, highlights its responsiveness to their needs. By offering differentiated and context-rich activities, I ensure that every learner has the support needed to thrive, thereby promoting inclusivity and academic improvement for all. Okay? So, ganyan ko po siya in-annotate. Next, participate in professional networks to share knowledge and enhance practice. So, ito yung mga MOVs na pwedeng dalhin. Certificate of completion in a course training, certificate of participation sa mga webinars, yan. Certificate of recognition, speakership, any proof of participation to benchmark activity, any proof of participation in school lock session, others, yan. So, pwede nating balikan yung portfolio natin ng 2023-2024. Ako, ang dinala kong MOVs, or dadaling kong MOVs kung mag-a-apply ako for T5, etong Certificate of Participation sa seminar, conducted lock session, and proof of implementation of Catch-up Friday. Kasi ito yung MOVs na meron ako. Ano po? Intindihin po natin lagi na kung ano yung MOVs na meron kayo, yun po yung dadalhin nyo. No? Okay, so binigyan ko muna ng description yung mga MOVs sa dala ko. Sabi ko dito, the certificate of participation confirms the teacher attendance in the seminar creating. So sinabi ko kung anong title ng seminar na inattendan ko. And then the conducted lock session shares insights from the attended seminar. So dito, dinescribe ko na yung lock session is tungkol to dun sa, kumbaga nire-echo ko yung topic na nanggaling dun sa inattendan kong unang seminar, dun sa lock session, para ma-share ko. Kasi ano bang nakalagay dito? Participate in professional networks to share knowledge and to enhance practice. Para ma-share ko dun sa mga co-teachers ko, no? And sa mga learners na pag-a-applyan ng activities. And then the proof of implementation, So, that time kasi may Catch Up Friday, no? So, doon ko pinaka nagamit itong seminar na to about reading. Okay. So, paano ko siya in-annotate? Sabi ko dito, I participate in the professional networks to share knowledge and enhance my practice. This is evidenced by my certificate of participation. Yan nga. And I shared insights and best practices from the seminar through conducted LAC session entitled, yan. So, sinabi ko kung anong title ng LAC namin. Then furthermore, the proof of implementation of Catch Up Friday demonstrate how I applied the learnings from both seminars, the LAC session, in my teaching practice. So, these activities highlights my active engagement in professional networks, my commitment to continuous learning, etc. So, yon. So, hindi lang ako umattend ng seminar, na-share ko pa siya sa mga teachers and of course sa learners. Okay, next. Okay, last na yata to, 45, no? Develop a personal professional improvement plan based on reflection of one's practice and ongoing professional learning. So, yung mga MOVs na kailangan dito is yung ESAT, IPCR-FDP, mid-year review form, tsaka updated IPCR-FDP. So, pwede nating balikan yung year 2023-2024 natin, no? Okay, so yung MOVs presented ko dito or yung dadaling kong MOVs kung mag-apply ako for T5 ay itong ESAT, IPCR-FDP, mid-year review form, updated IPCR-FDP. And then binigyan ko lang siya ng konting description kung ano ba yung ESAT, ano ba yung sa IPCR-FDP, ano yung mid-year review form, tsaka yung updated IPCR-FDP. Okay, ganito ko naman siya binigyan ng annotation. Usually kasi itong mga to is more on reflection ni teacher dun sa kanyang performance, 'di ba? Ano yung mga strength, ano yung mga needs to improve. So ganun yung attacking ginawa ko sa annotation. Tingnan nyo po. I develop a personal professional improvement plan based on reflection of my practice and ongoing professional learning. My completion of ESAT as certified by ICT coordinator, yan, serves as a basis for my self-assessment. I use the IPCR-FDP to outline development plan while the mid-year review form reflects my progress and areas of improvement. The updated IPCR-FDP from phase 2 presents revision I made to address identified needs. I believe that reflecting on my own performance is essential in planning necessary actions for the betterment of teaching and learning process and for my continuous professional growth. So, ganyan ko lang po siya in-annotate. Okay, so ulit-ulitin ko lang po, no? Kapag nag-annotate tayo, i-base natin sa kung ano yung MOVs na dala natin or ipe-present natin. And kung ano talaga yung totoong ginawa natin or kung ginawa ba talaga natin etong mga MOVs na ipe-present natin para mas safe, of course. And I believe lahat naman tayo talaga ginagawa tong mga activities na to. Yun nga lang, kailangan kasi may MOVs or evident talagang ginawa mo yun. Okay, so yun lang. Sana po ay nakatulong tong video na ito para sa pagpe-prepare nyo kung gusto nyo mag-apply for Teacher 5 under Expanded Career Progression System for Public School Teacher. Good luck! God bless po sa ating lahat. Thank you so much! Bye!